Vigilante Williamson here with a very simple question that I actually have the answer to, and that is, who is the NFL MVP this season? It's Saquon Barkley. There's no other answer, and I'm sorry. If there is one, it's Joe Burrow. I get it. It's 2024 in America, so we gotta argue about a race. I don't know why I went Vince McMahon right there, but everything's about a race. So people want to argue Lamar Jackson over Josh Allen, and honestly, Lamar Jackson does have better stats. I mean, that just is what it is. But to be fair, Josh Allen had better stats last year, and Lamar won it because of the narrative, because he had more wins. The truth is, both of those quarterbacks are gonna choke in the playoffs. Now, I am a Lions fan. The Ravens beat the hell out of us last year. We obviously had a close loss against the Bills a few weeks ago. I could be biased, right? I could be biased. Or I could be looking at their histories as quarterbacks in the league, and they falter in the playoffs. I want to be wrong. I want one of these guys to knock out Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but I'm just telling you what I think. Probably they're both going to choke in the playoffs because that's what they do. That's what they do. That's all they do. And let's be honest, neither one is the best quarterback anyway. That's Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has better numbers than both, and his team is terrible. The kicker, I was watching that damn game. Shout out to family. Shout out to Fam Jelani. Hanging out with family. We was out and about at like a barcade, and that game got fucking crazy between Denver and the Bengals, and the fucking kicker misses a fucking field goal in overtime. They got to get the touchdown because how terrible the kicker is. I mean, he missed an extra point style field goal in overtime. Joe Burrow's dealt with a shitty defense, shitty special teams, and still has his team somewhere in the playoff hunt. He's actually the best quarterback this year. But the MVP is Saquon. 9 times has a man had 2,000 yards rushing in 16 games. And that's nothing. He did it in 16 games. Now, he might break the record in game 17, but he got 2,000 yards in 16 games. Actually, shout out to a cut above the rest, the Juice, who actually got 2,000 yards in 14 games, which is fucking incredible. But it's only happened 8 other times in history. He's the MVP. He's the most valuable player. Also, let's not forget that the Eagles last year, you want to talk about narrative, the Eagles last year, this time, were choking on their own spit. I could have said a different word there. They were choking their ways to death, and I probably screwed myself by saying that word. In any event, the Eagles choked their way into the playoffs, got bounced out, lost one of their best players to retirement, and Jason Kelce is a good one. And if not for the Giants having made another bonehead mistake, and I'm going to get into quarterbacks in another video, how quarterbacks have been overvalued by the NFL. We're going to have a lot of sports content to end this year, begin the next year. But if not for them making that mistake with Daniel Jones, Saquon's not there. And now that you have Saquon on the Eagles, they're a legit Super Bowl contender again. And yeah, Jalen Hurts obviously has a huge impact. I know he's living up to his last name. He had an ankle injury, so we'll see what goes on with him long term. But to me, it's Saquon. We're not going to have a lot of 2,000-yard rushers. We are in this era where everything's a little bit more pass friendly, though. Again, when I do my QB video, I'll do more on this. But I do see that pendulum swinging a little bit back this year for the big backs, for the running backs. For the offensive line, we're seeing that, you know what? Any old asshole can't go out there and throw for 4,000, 5,000 yards like we thought. We're not even going to have that many 4,000-yard QBs this year, even though there's 17 games now, right? So we're seeing that you need to be able to run the ball. I get that we undervalue running backs historically over the past 10 years, and we overvalue quarterback play. And even in something like Rookie of the Year, where Brock Bowers is having the best tight end year, period, one of the best receiving years, period, he's not going to win Rookie of the Year because it's going to be between, and listen, shout out to Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. They're both playing great. But Brock Bowers probably should be the Rookie of the Year at tight end in Las Vegas because, I mean, look at it. He has no QB. He's had no QB play, but he's been putting up crazy numbers, but it doesn't matter because everything's about quarterback. So too is the MVP. Saquon is the most valuable offensive player and most valuable player to any team in the league. And if it isn't him, it's Joe Burrow. It isn't Josh Allen. It isn't Lamar Jackson. I know. We got to argue about race and politics, and some fucking drunk hick has to say 13% and 50, and some fucking hotep has to say some shit, call people Neanderthals. I know. Do all your little racial, political bullshit in the comments. That's nothing to do with the game. Both are going to choke in the fucking playoffs. I hope both prove me wrong. Hell, I hope that's the fucking AFC Championship. I wish both the best. I don't hate either quarterback. They're both very good quarterbacks. Just neither of them are the best quarterback or best player in the league this year to me. But what say you? What do you think? You tell me what you think. It's been a long time since I've done a video, and I'm doing one now. So please tell me what you think. Who's your MVP? Is it Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Saquon Barkley, someone else? I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.